Hi there, I'm Coach Claire Ackers, and this is my mini money mindset training. The objective is to start to understand why you feel the way you do about money, whatever that is. Look at some of the ways you may be sabotaging yourself, and then come up with an action plan to move towards financial wellness and freedom. So we're going to understand some of the limiting beliefs you may hold about money. Things like what might be holding you back, what might be keeping you stuck, perhaps at a certain income level, or maybe you just can't get out of debt. Or maybe you've made a ton of cash and you just can't celebrate and enjoy the success that you've had. I worked with a client the other day who'd just bought her dream house. She was ashamed and petrified to tell her friends in case they thought she was a stuck-up so-and-so. So I'm Claire Ackers, and I'm a mindset and performance coach. I have the privilege of working with people on their values and mindset so that they can reach their potential and live extraordinary lives. So whether you're a CEO or right at the start of your career or somewhere in between, mindset is everything. It's the difference between believing you can do it and therefore going out and smashing it and not even bothering to try. I'm sure you've heard the phrase, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. I love that phrase. It's got me moving many a time when motivation levels were low. So, did you know we have 60 to 70,000 thoughts per day? 60 to 70,000. And that 95% of them are automatic. That's tens of thousands of subconscious thoughts which govern our emotions, which then govern our actions, which then determine our results. And if we explore that idea a little bit further, our subconscious and our belief system is formed in childhood. It comes from our parents, our friends, and our teachers, and everybody who's around us. So by the time we reach adulthood, we are the product of the beliefs and teachings of other people. So, what does all this have to do with money? Well, if you've got kids, think about what you'd do if they found a penny on the floor and they went to put it in their mouths. Or if you don't have kids, try to think what would have happened if you'd found a penny and put it in your mouth. So you or your parent would probably have grabbed it off you and said, "Oh, dirty, don't do that." Calling money dirty is a pretty powerful statement to start off your relationship with money. Think back to your childhood. What do you remember your parents saying about rich people? What were your parents' beliefs about money? My parents were pretty traditional. My mum was a stay-at-home mum. She'd given up her career to look after the children. My dad was an engineer, and I very firmly got the message that men looked after the money. If I wanted something and asked my mum, she'd maybe go and ask my dad, as he made the financial decisions for the whole family. Honestly, I received zero financial education. And when I founded my business 5 years ago, I had to educate myself pretty quickly. Otherwise, I'd have been in a huge pickle, really. So, what I'd like to invite you to do is to spend 5 minutes writing down what your family history is with regards to money. If you've downloaded your workbook already, fantastic. There's a space for you to do that. If not, the link should be below for you to go and do that, or just grab pen and paper. So pause this video for a second. Come on, do it right now and write down as many memories as you can. Okay, how did you get on? Here's some really common ones. Have you got any similar? We're not rich, but at least we're honest. Who the hell do they think they are, swanning around in that car, living in that house, or strutting around with that designer handbag? We may be poor, but at least we've got integrity. Money doesn't grow on trees. I'm not wasting money on that. Have you got any similarities? Okay, so the next step. In your workbooks, you've got space to examine your own mindset, your own belief system. Beliefs are so important. Remember, they govern all our thoughts, emotions, and actions. But if we first look at a definition, beliefs are things we accept as true without evidence. Going further, limiting beliefs are negative beliefs we have that hold us back. You may have heard them referred to as the saboteur or the devil on your shoulder. It's that little voice that whispers to you that you're too old or too young or you're not blonde enough. The good news is that through coaching, we have the opportunity to revisit the script and change these beliefs if they're not serving us. So, your next challenge is to write down about 8 limiting beliefs you have about money. As a starter for 10, these might be things like, I'm no good with money, or I can't save, or I'll always be in debt. Or they might be more indirect things like, there's no way I can run a business, I'm no good with figures. Or even, I can't ask for a salary increase. Remember, there's a section in your workbook for this. Or again, pen and paper will do. Pause this video and come back when you're done. Great, let's move on. So, what I want you to do now is pick the real biggie, the real scary belief that hits you in the gut and holds you back. Just star it, and if you've got more than one, just rewind and go through this exercise again. Now, I'm going to take you through a series of questions. Again, the workbook will guide you through, but you can do this exercise anywhere. Ready? Number 1. Where did this belief come from? It's probably your parents or somewhere in your childhood. Number 2. Who gave me this belief? Number 3. How do I feel about the person that gave me this belief? Do I respect them? Are they always right? What's their history or story? Number 4, what is holding this belief costing me on a daily basis? Number 5, what will holding on to this belief mean for me in the long term? And then number 6, how could my life be different if I let go of this belief? Okay, so the final part. What I want you to do now is write an opposite belief to the one that you currently hold. For example, I can't ask for a pay rise becomes I know my worth and I value my contribution. Write it down. My new belief is ... Pick something really exciting, really empowering for you. And remember, it doesn't need to be true yet. The mind works like Google. You feed it a bit of information, it'll go off like a shot to seek out that information. If you decide to get a new car, suddenly you'll see that exact make and model everywhere. Have you ever had that? Those cars were always there. You just hadn't asked your brain to notice them. Remember, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. So, your challenge is to start to and continue to look for evidence to support your new belief. You will find it. Your new belief will strengthen and will become even more true every day. Your job and your mission is to feed and nurture that new belief. So, there we have it. This has been a really quick introduction to money mindset, but I hope it's really helped you and helped you realize you never have to be stuck. You never have to accept your circumstances, and you do have the power to change your situation. Make sure you connect to me on LinkedIn and let me know how you get on.